website that...
Yes, sir. Do you know the order of who's competing? Yes. Who's in station one?
Do.
$12 chefs, 3 days, one $10,000 cash prize. The Garland Canada International Chef Challenge is here, with top chefs ready to go head-to-head live in a race against the clock to prepare and plate world-class dishes using PEI shellfish in just 45 minutes. Get ready to meet the chefs competing in this round of the Garland Canada International Chef Challenge. Chef Tia Hushko from Burford, Ontario. Chef Joe Martin from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Chef Winnie Chen from Edmonton, Alberta. Chef Brent Thornton from Vancouver, British Columbia. Chef Kim McKeown from Kelvin Grove, Prince Edward Island. Chef Joseph Mangio from Markham, Ontario.
Do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to Kitchen Stadium, right here at the PEI International Shellfish Festival. My name's Rob Barry. I'm going to be your host for the entire weekend. My co-host here for the Garland Canada International Chef Challenge is former Canadian Chef of the Year, Chef Erwin McKinnon. Chef.
Hi, Rob. Nice to be here.
So, folks, we're going to get right into it, but I do want to let you know that each chef has, how long, Chef Erwin?
45 minutes.
45 minutes to create a dish. Everybody has the same ingredients. We're going to be talking about those. How many of you folks have never been here before? Oh, goodness, welcome. Okay, you know what it's like on TV? Nothing like it here, okay? So let's just forget about that. What we're going to be doing, we're going to introduce each chef one at a time. They're going to start cooking, then you're going to meet the second chef, third chef, all the way down the line, and they're going to be in 5-minute intervals. So that's when it's very difficult on the judges because they only have 5 minutes to taste each plate, and then they go back. 45 minutes, 4 plates, 3 for the judges, 1 for presentation. You guys ready to roll?
Yeah.
All right. We're starting at 12. We're going to whittle down to 2 by Sunday. Let's meet our very first competitor in this year's Garland Canada International Chef Challenge.
Hi, I'm Tia Husjo from Burford, Ontario. I work at Spencer's at the Waterfront in Burlington, Ontario. And with $10,000, I would travel to Europe and immerse myself in the culinary culture.
It's seen a song for the broken hearted.
Ladies and gentlemen, show her some love. Tia Husjo. So Tia's from Burford, Ontario, and restaurant there is Spencer's at the Waterfront. Tia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up around food my entire life. My dad's a chef, so I grew up with the love of food since I was about 5 years old and decided I wanted to be a chef.
Nice. If it's in the dog, it's in the pups, they all say, right? So congratulations on following your dream and continuing the family passion as well. So you're Red Seal certified in 2004. So as competitors go, you're kind of a young competitor. And are you used to doing competitions like this with this kind of pressure, or is this your first one?
This is my second one, so I wouldn't say I'm used to it, but I've dipped my toes in a little bit, and I think I love it. I'm staying in it.
Nice. So speaking of dipping your toes, all the chefs, when they come down, Garland Canada brings these very talented chefs in from one end of the country to the other. It literally is a coast-to-coast competition. So when you come in, tell the folks about some of the things you got to do and experience here on PEI.
It was so cool. We started our day yesterday at a beef plant and got to look at some cattle and their process of like breaking them down into the beef products that we get today. We went on a mussel boat, saw mussels and how they're harvested. Oysters, shucking on the boat. I witnessed a lot of that and it was wonderful. And then finished at a potato farm and it was awesome.
Certainly sea to table, farm to table, and with a touch of the sea. And by the way, on the oyster boat, I was told by James Power, the gentleman who took you folks out from Raspberry Point, they just threw 3 cases of oysters in the middle of the boat and said, okay, chefs, start shucking. And they're fresh as fresh can be because they were just harvested. How was that little bit of rocking motion while you're trying to shuck an oyster?
It was interesting. I know that a lot of my peers kind of felt it a little more than I did. And yeah, it was just an overall really cool experience, and I would do it in a heartbeat again.
Awesome. Well, we're certainly glad that you made it here. I'm just going to check with Sharon for a time. We got 2:30. We can hang out for a long time here. So, while you're cooking, now, you know I'm going to be in your face a little bit, adding even more pressure. We're going to be talking about your dish. But what style of cooking profile would you say that you have?
That's hard to answer.
Okay, then don't. That's fine. I'll just be over here. No.
I really like traditional French and Italian. It's kind of a classic, but I'm also really into the Asian cuisines, so maybe you'll see a little bit of both of that throughout the competition if I make it to the next round.
Well, everybody knows that when you're looking at a plate, everybody knows that who eats first? Instagram. Instagram eats first. You got to take a picture of it and share it, or you're not really having a meal, are you? No, not at all. And then you eat with your eyes. So presentation is key in this, as well as taste and flavor profiles. Chef Irwin is going to be talking about some of those a little later on. But quickly, Chef Irwin, can you tell us, we got about a minute left. Can you tell us who our 3 judges are?
Sure. We meet the judges right away. So we have Chef Danny here from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I think this is our first time here judging this competition. Welcome. We also have Chef Inram that is here, but he's sitting on the other side of the stage this time. He was a former competitor in 2022. Welcome, Chef. And back again, we have our excitable Chef Corbin from Toronto as well. Thank you guys for coming. I'll talk to you again in a little bit.
All right, and Chef Imram, of course, was here in 2022, knows the pressures that each of these chefs are under. Now, how it works is we start with 12. We do a heat of 6 this morning. We do another heat of 6 this afternoon. That's judged. It's whittled down to 6. Those 6 competitors come back tomorrow, and they cook off, and that's whittled down to the top 2. And Sunday afternoon, they go head-to-head, and the winner comes away with $10,000. Pretty exciting, isn't it? Now, We're gonna wait. We're gonna need you guys to count them down, and then she's gonna start in 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Start cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, our first competitor, Chef Tia Huscho. Now direct your attention to the monitors. Let's meet chef number 2.
Hey, I'm Chef Joe Martin from Halifax, Nova Scotia, representing Bar Stillwell. If I won 10 grand, I would pay some bills and bring my girlfriend on vacation.
That's life.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, but this is giving me off Matty Matheson vibes here. I'm not sure, if that's the inspiration or not. Chef Joe Martin from Bar Stillwell in Halifax, Nova Scotia, the Coast Chef of the Year nominee in 2018, also a judge at the Halifax Oyster Shucking Competition, and owner and founder of Loner Pasta Co. and Lola's Hoagies and Handhelds. You got a lot on your plate.
We're grooving.
Nice. So, Joe, tell us a little bit about what you folks do at Bar Stillwell.
So we're a beer bar. We've been around for almost 13 years now, bringing in beer from all over the world and pairing that with food that goes great with beer.
That's awesome. So are you going to be using any beer in your recipes here today?
Surprisingly, no.
Ha! Oh, you disappointed me something hard right now. No, I'm just joking. So what are you going to be preparing for the chefs today?
So I'm doing a play on kind of a savory cannoli with some crab stuffs and that. We're gonna smoke some oysters, make a sauce with that, sear some oyster mushrooms, playing with that, and then a bit of lobster as well.
Oh, just a bit of lobster thrown in for good measure. That's great. And so you can see the complexity of these dishes, and you're going to see variances. But what's amazing to me, and it always, intrigues me, is that all of these chefs have the exact same ingredients. Everybody's starting with an onion, a lobster, chef, correct?
Yeah, so they have 5 of the special species for PEI here. Shellfish, we have lobster, we've got crab, oysters, mussels, and quahogs. So the competitors have to use a minimum of 3 of those species on their plate. But if they can use 5, that's even better.
And it's not just putting those products in. Like, you have to be able to taste the oyster, taste the crab, taste the lobster in the various dishes as well, correct?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the thing, like an oyster, is very, very good in its natural state. But if you're adding another element to it, another flavor profile, it just has to match up and elevate it in a sense, right?
Exactly. So these chefs know that. They've been briefed by the folks here with the culinary team from Holland College, Culinary Institute of Canada, one of the top culinary schools in the country. So we're very blessed to have the sous chefs with them, helping them. They've been talking them through the process, what they have to do, kind of what the key ingredients are. The folks from Garland as well, they've been briefing them on what they need to do. And we're going to be talking a little later on about some of these amazing Garland products that the chefs are using. Now, most of these chefs use a lot of these products already in your restaurants, but to do them here, like, these real-time temperature control burners here from these induction burners, absolutely amazing, aren't they?
It's pretty lucky getting to use a Lamborghini out here for sure. You're not used to something that's nice. It's quite an honor. Excited.
Yeah, so, and when you use it, like if you want to hold it at, 100 degrees, 105, it doesn't matter. You set it, forget it, and it'll keep it there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Unreal.
So you got top-of-the-line equipment. You've got top-of-the-line fresh shellfish and seafood from right here in Prince Edward Island. And we have a top-of-the-line chef. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for him all the way from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Chef Joe Martin. So, Joe, we have a minute left before we count you down and you start cooking. Now, remember, folks, when Joe starts cooking, tea is already going to be 5 minutes in. She'll only have 40 minutes left to cook. That's how quickly this time goes. Right? So it's a pretty intense competition. And once we get everybody introduced, then we'll come back and we'll focus in on each chef and we'll see what they're cooking. Chef Irwin will talk about some of the techniques, what they're doing. Because I'm just a fat guy with a mic. When I look in a pot, I just see, oh, there's some vegetables in there, and then he's going to give you terms. I don't know what the terms are. So let's get ready to count Joe in, folks. Follow Sharon's lead in 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
go. All right, we're off to the races with Joe. Best of luck, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the monitors. Let's meet chef number 3.
Hi, my name's Winnie Chen. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, and my restaurants are called Foos Repair Shop and Bow and Hair. What would I do with $10,000? Well, my car just got broken into like a week ago, so to buy a new knife kit, fix my car, and then with what's left over, I am hoping to go on a holiday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Winnie Chen, all the way from Edmonton, Alberta. Yay! Love it. So, very busy, Chef Winnie. You have Foos Restaurant Repair Shop, and Boa and Hair is your latest project that you opened up. Great Kitchen Party Edmonton qualifier in 2023, and Tomato Magazine Top 100 Things to Eat and Drink in 2025. Very accomplished chef. Chef Winnie, welcome to Prince Edward Island.
Thank you.
So is this your first time on the East Coast or in PEI in particular?
PEI, yes.
PEI, yes. What are your thoughts so far?
It's great. Weather is lovely and the people are super, super nice.
Yeah, that gets annoying after a while here. Have you met my mother? No, I'm just joking. She's lovely. She's lovely. She has her own teeth. I like her, whatever. She smiles a lot. Okay. So, Chef Winnie, you said you're going to be buying some knife. You got some pretty impressive hardware here in front of us. May I? Yeah. That will go through a lobster claw fairly well, folks. I'll tell you that right now. So if you need help later on, just come see Chef Winnie. So, Chef, what's your style of cooking at your restaurants? What do you do with those?
Like modern Chinese. Okay. Yep, like dim sum, kind of small plates, street foodish.
Street food dishes and like tapas, that sort of thing, or?
Kind of like things you'd find like at a late night like stand on the street, but more Western, I guess.
So it's not a hot dog or a sausage that I'm eating standing on the street waiting for a cab. Is that what you're saying?
It could be, but just kind of with like Asian flavors.
So how did you enjoy your time on the tour from the beef plant to the potato fields and on the water in between? Was it Wednesday that you did that tour?
Thursday. Yeah. It was awesome. A lot of things that I didn't know and never done before, and getting to see like a lot of the stuff that we eat up close and how it's like, harvested was awesome.
So, I mean, being from the West Coast, you'd be very familiar with some of the agriculture products and the beef, but being on the water, harvesting the mussels and seeing how they're growing on the rope and then into the socks, that sort of thing, it's pretty unique when you finally get to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Really special experience.
Nice. So what are you going to be creating for the judges today, Winnie?
True to my like kind of dim sum-ish roots, I'll be making a lobster and crab sumai, which is like an open-faced dumpling, paired with a smoked oyster.
Okay, very nice. Looking forward to seeing it. Time check, minute 15. Okay, so we got 5 minutes in. Chef Irwin, do you want to check in with Chef Tia?
Chef Tia so far, after she steamed and shucked some quahogs. She's got a stock here with her, and I'm not sure what her next step is. Station's nice and clean, neat and tidy. She's looking good, composed.
Chef Joe's just getting
Chef
started.
Joe is, he's at the back of the table right now. I know he had shucked some oysters earlier, and I think he's, that's the smoking infusion that he's doing with them right now. And I think he's building or doing his cannoli dough, I think.
He just doesn't want to talk to us. I get it. I get it. So we're 30 seconds away from Chef Winnie Chen, who's going to be starting her goal of walking away with $10,000. That's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, super exciting.
So, and you said you're going to pay some bills and get some new knives, and we're really rooting for you. Folks, give it up. Let's show some love for Chef Winnie Chen. And count her in 5, 4. 3, 2, 1. Best of luck, Chef. All right, so now Chef T is 10 minutes in. Chef Joe is 5 minutes in. Time now to meet competitor number 4. Please direct your attention to the monitors.
Hi, I'm Chef Brent from Vancouver, BC, representing Elam Restaurant, and with the 10 grand, I would put it towards my own restaurant endeavor.
They're whistling at you, or is that at me? No, it's you. Okay. You handsome devil. Welcome. Welcome to the stage. Chef Brent. So, restaurant in Vancouver, BC. Top 10 best new restaurants in 2025. Earned 1 Michelin star with St. Lawrence Market Restaurant.
Just St. Lawrence Restaurant.
Oh, St. Lawrence Restaurant. That's okay. Sometimes on live TV we make mistakes. That's okay. You're not supposed to say anything, Brent. You're just supposed to let it slide. They don't know the difference. Okay. And I'm not a chef. Okay. So, Brent, how was your experience? Is this your first time on PEI?
First time on in the East Coast.
Oh, nice. So you went from the West Coast to the Best Coast. How are you enjoying it here?
It's incredible. Hospitality is just amazing.
That's code for the drinking is pretty good here. So you've had a chance. What was your experience like being out on the water?
Oh, it was incredible. Oysters are one of my favorite foods in general, so yeah, the access to that was ridiculous. Raspberry Point is one of the best oysters I've ever had. So.
Glad you enjoyed it. And we're very fortunate here. It's funny, folks here in not only on PEI, but in the East Coast in general, like we are so lucky to be able to just, PEI is so small. So I'll use here. For me to just, when I was a kid growing up, I lived half a kilometer from a wharf. We just go down, we'd get fresh lobster, we'd get fresh oysters, fresh mussels, and we thought nothing of it. But then when I travel across the country and you're in places like Edmonton or Toronto, and you're saying, oh yeah, buddy, no problem, I'll ship you a case of oysters tomorrow. And they're blown away by this because the access to it, unless you're a chef or a restaurant, you got to go searching for it. It's a little more challenging.
Absolutely. Yeah, being on the West Coast, we do have our own varietals of seafood. I much prefer East Coast, though.
Yeah, and the oysters are considerably different from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Absolutely. You get more of the brine. The West Coast is way more kind of melon, cucumber vibes. So
Yeah, they taste like cucumber for sure.
Yeah.
West Coast oysters.
So, and another thing that what people kind of don't realize is because the oysters are so different, it's not just the flavor profile, but it's the shell and how you open them. So what was it like shucking the East Coast oysters yesterday on the boat?
Totally. I was very fortunate to work in a raw bar for a while, so I do have a bit of experience with both. The West Coast tend to be a lot more brittle because of all the waves, so they end up being a little tougher to open at times. Okay. Yeah.
So you get some of the upper shell breaking, and you get some of the grit into the meat, which when you're presenting to the guests, that's a no-no.
That is a no-no for sure. For sure.
And folks, for those of you that stick around later on tonight, we have an oyster shucking competition where we have oyster shuckers from right across the world coming here to compete, and the goal is to shuck and present 12 oysters on a plate in under 1 minute. Like, that's insane. How many people have ever tried to shuck an oyster? How many stitches first time? Like crazy, isn't it? But it's a very difficult. Speaking of 1 minute, you'll realize how fast 1 minute goes, because in less than 1 minute, you're going to be starting your journey for $10,000. And quickly, if you win the money, what are you going to do with the money? Be honest.
Pay off a little bit of debt first, and then I have ideally a restaurant dream. So.
Nice. And everybody's got debt, so I love the responsibility of these kids, right? And they're kids to me, right? I mean, they're professionals, but they're still kids to me because I'm an old fella. 29, I work shift work. No, not at all. Okay, Chef, So we're going to get ready to count you in 20 seconds. At that time, we'll be 15 minutes in. Joe will be 10 minutes. Chef Winnie will already be 5 minutes in. And then we're going to meet competitor number 4. Keep an eye on Sharon. Be really loud. Let's count Chef Brent in. 4, 3. Chef Brent, best of luck. And time now to direct your eyes to the monitor. Let's meet chef number 5.
Hi, my name is Kim McEwen, and I work at Leonard's Cafe and Restaurant. I'm here from Surrey, Prince Edward Island, and if I win the 10K, I just recently bought a house that desperately needs new windows and siding.
Chef Kim, welcome. You didn't have to travel very far, did you?
About 40 minutes.
About 40 minutes. Nice. We just had to pay her gas. That's all we had to pay. So you're at Leonard's Cafe right here in downtown Charlottetown. For those folks that are visiting here and are going to be wandering around later, tell them what they can expect from Leonard's. Wonderful.
We are probably one of the busiest cafes in town, for sure. But we definitely just do some really great brunch and lunch items, and we do them really well.
They have a soup and sandwich there, and it varies. And I know I'm dumbing it down a lot, but it's magnificent. And that's, when you go in there for a quick lunch, you're served, it's friendly, it's quaint, it's cozy. You get in, you get out, and you're going to experience some of the best food anywhere right here in the city. So congratulations. Now, 2025, you were the best overall beef taco winner. We do a lot of food competitions here, and we involve the restaurants on the island. We do Burger Love, we do Best Taco, we do From the Ocean competitions. You're a Best Taco winner. I don't think you're going to do tacos here today for $10,000, so tell the folks what you're going to be doing, Kim.
I just decided to do what I know and what we've been doing really well for the last couple of years, and who doesn't like breakfast? So that's where we're at.
You're going to do breakfast. Nice. We got 10 grand on the line. I'm going to cook you some eggs. No, well, but you're going to cook them well. They're going to be cooked to perfection. They better be cooked good. No. So you're going to be doing breakfast. You're going to be doing I'm going to go out on a limb. No lobster? Lobster? Lobster, of course. What else are you going to be using it?
I'm using our mussels and our clams as well.
Mussels and clams and lobster. Very nice. Personally, what I love doing, the roe from the lobster, and I saute that a little bit in butter to get that flavor profile in the butter, and then do omelets in that. Yeah. There's nothing better.
Nothing better. No, it's phenomenal.
And for those folks that, how many have cooked with lobster before, or lobster roe? Done breakfast? Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys are missing out. Go get yourself some lobster. Female lobster, how you tell, you flip them on their back, and right as the tail connects to the belly, if they're soft, it's a female. If they're harder, spiny, it's a male. Get the female. When you break them open, after you cook them, you're going to notice the roe, the red roe. You take that, put it in the pan. The flavor of that lobster comes through in whatever you're cooking. It truly is amazing. And again, so we see this many people here, and not very many put their hand up cooking with lobster. So we're pretty fortunate here.
Pretty fortunate, yeah, exactly. It's great to come from here where we have all that fresh seafood available to us.
And so for you, being from here, how was your experience to the beef plant, to the farm, out on the boat? Did you enjoy that as well?
I did. I've been to the beef plant a few times, but I've actually never had the pleasure to go oyster or mussel harvesting. So that was a really cool experience. I've definitely pulled potatoes from fields, maybe not when I was supposed to. So yesterday when we got to do it with the farmer was nice.
Yeah, and you know what? That's something that we do here on PEI. Probably not supposed to, but you're driving down the field and you're going to a cookout or your cottage or you're coming home, you're like, darn it, I forgot potatoes. Pull off on the side of the road and you run down through the ditch and you pull 2 or 3 plants and there's like half a dozen good-sized potatoes on it, right? Shake them off, boom, jam in your pockets and you run. No, I'm not telling you to do that. But if you do, you're going to have some amazing potatoes. New potatoes on PEI, second to none, isn't it?
Second to none. Nowhere else. You don't got to peel them, you just boil them.
Boil them, eat them, absolutely wonderful. But what we used to do as kids, it's funny, we used to, after the harvester went, because then they got all they're getting. We used to go around with buckets and pick up the potatoes that didn't go into the harvester, and then we run across the field. It was slave labor is basically what it was. Come to think of it, I had a miserable childhood, Kim. All right, but we're going to count you down. We're going to start you off cooking in 5. Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Kim McEwen. And our final chef, let's direct our attention to the monitors and meet chef number 6.
Hi, my name is Joseph Mangillo. I'm from Markham, Ontario. I currently work at Glass Kitchen, and with the $10,000, I would use it towards my education.
I'm not going to lie, I love the addition of the bells this year. I really love the addition. Chef Joseph Mangillo, Glass Kitchen in Markham, Ontario. He's the Food Network Christmas Cookie Challenge winner. Who doesn't love a good cookie? Right? Chef Joseph, welcome to PEI. Is this your first time on the East Coast?
Yes, first time. So.
And how are you enjoying it so far?
Oh, I'm loving it. It's great here.
My God, it's funny, eh? As you get older and you look at these talented people, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're only little. Like, you're just a kid. How old are you, Joseph?
I'm 20.
Yeah, see? Oh my word, you got so much ahead of you. That's incredible. So, Joseph, tell us a little bit about the style of cooking that you do at the Glass Kitchen. What are you folks known for?
Yeah, so it's a brunch spot. We're more known for like Asian fusion, so that's our type of cuisine there. Yeah.
So we got brunch spots head to head. Keep your knives on your side, Kim. Got brunch spots head to head here. Okay, so is that what you're gonna be bringing to the table here today? Is a little bit of Asian fusion in your cooking?
A little, I would say, yeah. Just make it a little different.
So what are you gonna be making for the judges?
I'm gonna be going classic, so just a nice shellfish chowder, but spicing it up with some few things.
Nice. Oh, just a shellfish chowder. Wait till we see the end in the presentation on it. It won't be just a shellfish chowder because they're going for $10,000. It's going to be spectacular. $10,000. Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay, so we're going to check in with Chef Irwin. How are we doing down there, Chef?
Doing great. They're well into it now. Chef Tia's got a risotto going, right? So that's an arborio rice cooked in a stock. She earlier butchered her lobster. She put a skewer into the tail. The tail naturally wants to curl or contract whenever it's... That's kind of a little culinary trick to put a skewer in it. That way it'll present and she'll be able to slice it nice. Chef Joe over here recently just made an aioli, which is a homemade mayonnaise. With egg yolk and a little bit of mustard. He put a smoked oyster in that, made that. He's got a stuffing now for his cannoli you're making with the crab ricotta, okay. Chef Winnie, she did her lobster butchery as well. She was in the midst of making a homemade oyster sauce when I was up to her booth there earlier, so there it is, the start of it right now. And then Chef Brent is... he blanched his lobster, so blanched, he only partially cooked it. I'm sure he's going to be doing a finished butter poach or something a little later, but that's what he's been working on right now.
And Chef Kim is showing off her knife skills. I wish I could go that fast. If I was going that fast with a knife, tonight I'd be giving you a high 4.5. Because things would happen, but highly trained professionals. So back in with Chef Joseph. Chef Joseph, if you won $10,000, obviously at 20 years old, it's going to be a game changer for you. What would you do with the money?
Well, right now I'm in school, so probably use some of the money towards school, and then the rest of it, looking to buy a car, so.
Well, I run a car auction, so come see me. I'll hook you up with something nice. So you're going to buy a car, going to pay off some school. So do you think in this competition now, for the folks that are out there, are you thinking next plate and third plate as well? Do you get that far ahead, or are you just focusing on this one dish?
Right now, just focusing on the one dish, and then we'll see how today goes, and then we'll worry about tomorrow.
Nice. That's a very good plan. So, Sharon, let's do a quick time check. Where are we at here? 10 seconds? Folks, let's get ready to count Joe in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chef Joseph Mangillo.
Okay, now they're off to the races. Chef Kim just blanched some lobster as well, and she's shocking them now. Shocking is when you take it from hot, make it really cold so it'll stop that cooking process. Chef Winnie, she's got her blanched lobster as well. She's about to start extracting the meat. Way back down here to Chef Tia.
Right, down.
She's working with some mussels steamed. No, they were shucked raw, were they, Chef?
Well, I wanted them to be a little open so they're not fully cooked, but they are steamed on the outside a little bit to make it.
Okay, yeah, so she just steamed the mussels very, very lightly, just enough to get that shell open to extract the meat for a second cooking process, I suspect.
So, Chef Irwin, one of the things, again, we talked about the components, and I just want to make sure that we get from each competitor what the name of the dish is and what shellfish that they're going to be using in it. So we'll start with you, Tia. What's the name of your dish?
It's a shellfish citrus risotto with a mussel lobster ceviche and a clam crumb tuile.
Okay, so judges, you got that? Perfect. Chef Joe, back of the... Joe just doesn't like us at all. We're gonna... Okay, Joe, so name of your dish again and the shellfish ingredients you're using in it.
So we're doing a savory crab cannoli using crab, smoked oyster, and lobster.
Cannoli with crab, smoked oyster, and lobster. Chef Winnie is obviously using lobster, and I see some crab meat there. What's the name of your dish, and what are the components, shellfish components?
So it's a lobster crab sumai with a smoked lobster. Smoked oyster.
Lobster crab sumai with a smoked oyster. Very nice. All right, Chef Brent, what's the name of your dish, and what are the shellfish components that you're going to be using?
So I'm using all 5 components. Poached lobster tail. I'm gonna make a bisque sauce out of the shells, out of the claws. I'm gonna make a mousseline with the oysters and form it into a shape called a quenelle and poach that. And then I'm gonna poach the clams and mussels in the stock.
Wow, a quenelle. It has 3 sides. Usually make it with 2 spoons together. It's a classical presentation, very nice. Not that easy to do, but it can be done.
And that's something that folks sometimes forget about. When you use those shells and you're making a stock out of those shells, the flavor really intensifies, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, the shells shouldn't be tossed. You can crush them up, put some aromatics in there, some celery, carrot, onion, that kind of thing. A little bit of white wine, some stock or just some water, boil that down, and then you can add some cream, reduce it down, have a bisque, and it's delicious, yeah. A lot of flavor comes out of the shell.
Okay, so we're going to check in with Chef Kim McEwen now. And Kim, the name of your dish and the shellfish components that you're using.
I'm doing a seafood eggs Benedict, and I'm using lobster, mussels, and clams.
Eggs Benny, lobster, mussel, and clams. And we're going to check in with Chef Joseph. Once again, you're doing a chowder, Joseph. And what shellfish products are you going to be using in it? I'll walk with you.
I have the lobster, the clams, and the oysters.
Lobsters, clams, and oysters. So there we have it. So Chef Irwin, we've talked to all the chefs. We know what they're cooking now. Why don't you explain to the folks what the categories are that they're being judged on, and then have a minute with the judges.
Okay, Rob, thank you. So yeah, the judges, you want to know what they're looking for and what the point scoring is for all of that. So it's out of 100. When I do some judging, I typically start everyone at 100. And if I find a mistake or something's a little too salty or something like that, I start taking points off. So right now they're all starting at the same level playing field. But what they're looking for is, of course, presentation. As Rob had said earlier about Instagram right away. Well, you do eat with your eyes first. So when they look at the plate, it has to be pleasing to the eye. They don't want it to be too big or bulky. Should have good colors and harmonized color in that way. Next is, of course, extremely important as well as taste. I mean, one fault that a lot of competitors do is sometimes they're going through the motions, but they're not really tasting as they go, or they're not really putting enough salt in, or that kind of thing. So the taste is extremely important, and the texture of the food, right? Is it overcooked, undercooked, that kind of thing. The creative use of PEI shellfish is another one as well. So they want to see, like I said earlier, they have 5 different species to work with, and they want to be able to maximize those and showcase them as best they can. If you use all 5, I think you might get a bonus point, but if you don't and present the other 3, that's okay. But they have to use a minimum of 3. And then the judges, you've seen a couple of them get up and kind of look at what's going on. You have to stay composed, and your station should stay clean. So if you look a little bit frantic and your station's kind of all messy and whatever, they can deduct points for that. They want to stay, professional, poised, and all that kind of stuff. So that's basically the rundown on the different criteria these 3 judges are looking for. Now I'm going to ask the judges themselves what, they are looking for. Chef Corbin, please. What do you look for with these competitors today?
Hey everybody, I think what's important for this is the competition is that if you're going to be a chef and you're going to say, okay, I'm going to do something on the simplistic side, or it's something I'm comfortable with, I'm always looking for, it has to be the best of. So if, for example, Kim there who's making a Benedict, it should be the best Benedict that I've ever had in my life. And the use of the ingredients is key. There is one shellfish item they have, which is crab. It's shelled, it's cooked. I want that to be manipulated and put into something that I just can't see that just came out of a container. So for me, originality is key. The continuity of plates for each judge we look for. The consistency, obviously the look, the flair, the taste, and everything is important. But for me, I want to see how the story relates to the plate from the chef to us as judges, and ultimately, how do we showcase PEI shellfish the way it should be?
Thank you, Chef. Chef Inram, is your mic working, or?
What do you think? Yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
There you go.
Now, as a past competitor and now a judge, what are you looking for?
I think one of the big things I'm looking for is, I guess, the sustainability of the ingredients that are being used. Like that zero waste mentality, right? So if you're going to be breaking down a lot of these shellfish, trying to use it throughout the dish, one that's going to impart a deeper kind of layer of flavor. But again, it's less stuff that's going into trash. So if you're using the lobster shells for a bisque, using the other shells from the other shellfish for a broth and whatnot, again, it adds a lot more flavor to your dish, but we're trying to throw out the least amount of stuff in the trash in general. So I really want to see how these chefs take that kind of sustainability mindset into their dishes today.
Understood and agreed. Thank you, Chef. Now, Chef Danny, what are you looking for?
Well, creativity is a big one for me. I want to see dishes that come out that I've never had before, something unique and competitive, really, and making the shellfish shine. That's why we're all here.
No, that's for sure. As chefs, I think I can speak for all the chefs in the room. You love to watch this. You love to take part in this because you do see new innovations, new things that can be done that you may not have seen in a book or in a school, and it's great to have that. I'd like to also take the opportunity too. I don't know, anybody was anybody here at the Feast and Frolic dinner last night? Right. So I want to take an opportunity to thank these lovely Garland chefs, the ones that are competing now, and all the ones that are here rooting on their fellow competitors. They were a big help to me last night to pull off that dinner. So thank you to them again.
Ladies and gentlemen, without our sponsors, the good folks at Garland Canada, Smeg Canada, and Cisco, an event like this wouldn't be possible. So time to get paid. Let's look over at the monitors and have a word from our sponsors, Smeg Canada. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you just watched there was a promo video from Smeg Canada. It's handcrafted appliances from Italy. They are the Ferrari of small appliances, so I'd like to thank them for coming on board this year. You can see them at the back. You see the small blenders that the chefs are using. Absolutely incredible products. Folks, guess what? Chef Tia only has 15 minutes left. That's how quickly this goes. She's coming down to the short strokes right now. We're going to get the cameraman to actually work his way down. Cameraman, work his way down. Yeah, perfect. He can't hear me because he's on a headset. And just take a shot at the food down there. Chef Irwin's going to be there with Chef Tia. And we're just going to come all the way up to see how the chefs are progressing. So if she has 15, he's got 20, 25, all the way down. Chef Irwin?
15, yeah. Okay, Chef Tia's got her lobster tails poached again. They're nice and straight. She has the claw and knuckle meat mixed with the mussels and a bit of a marinade there. Her risotto is just kind of resting. And now she's segmenting an orange. So she's taking out just the meat, leave pulpy flesh, and that skin is gone. And it's just the meat of the orange. And should be thinking about plating up soon.
So I made a mistake. She's got 10 minutes left. I'm sorry. That's even more pressure on her.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
So, psych. Just took 5 minutes away.
Joe's cutting his cannoli dough here. He's got a ring mold, make nice perfect circles. And then he's got some metal tubes that he's going to roll the dough around. And he's got some oil on heating up that he's going to be cooking the cannoli in, I think.
Again, remember what we said right off the top. Same ingredients, but look at the difference between each chef's vision as we make our way down. I don't know.
Definitely Asian.
Yeah,
delicious smelling. Yeah.
The aromas back here are incredible.
Yeah. The camera doesn't give it justice to it. I don't know.
What's in the cannoli dough, Chef?
Ricotta, crab, chive, a bit of lemon.
There you go. Nice. Crab right in the cannoli dough. Perfect. That's unique. Okay, now you're checking in with Chef Brent.
Yeah, he's got a bisque going here, or a sauce. He's using the lobster shells. He's got some lemongrass in there, some other aromatics, a bay leaf, perhaps some citrus rind or something. What are the little round things that you scoop out? Is that potato? Yeah. Right on. Plus some of the starch will help thicken up that sauce a little bit, right? Yeah. Now he's steaming off some quahogs. He's going to be shucking. Back to Chef Kim. She's got some crab meats in a bowl. She's working on some lobster and some... Oh, that's just onion? Okay. It's just onion. It's not crab meat. She's chopping up some mussel right now. She has her lobster. She as well has got a bisque going on. She's using the lobster shells. Chef Imram's going to like that. And we have another lobster bisque down here, the shells. We have some bacon. Bacon makes it better. People love bacon.
Nothing else, though, unless it's like they have to put like a ball on their plate. But that's it.
So I do want to let you folks know that once we count these folks down, so we counted them in, now we count them out. So Sharon will kind of keep us abreast. We're getting close to counting Tia out. So once we count them out, we say hands up because they're not allowed to add any components to their dish, okay? However, there is one exception on that. If it's a foam that they're putting on the dish, the foam will dissipate too quickly by the time it gets to the judges. So foam is the only thing we can add after the countdown is on, right as we go to take the plates to the judges. Okay, so for those of you that are wondering, it's not competitor A is doing something different over the other competitors. That's all part of the rules, and they can wipe a plate because it's about presentation. But they can't add any more other components that won't break down to their dish.
Another thing I want to point out to the audience, in case you're wondering, we've we have stopwatches and whatnot up here, but if you look at the monitors, you can see in the top right corner, it's counting down. So that's how much time Tia has right now. So she started the plate-up process. She's putting her risotto in a mold in the center of the plate just so it keeps its form and shape when it comes out. Adding the lobster tail. Chef Joe is putting the cannoli in the oil now. Get them nice and crispy. Winnie's, I was just commenting on her butter. It's getting cooked down here pretty good, but she's trying to brown her butter. Brown butter is a unique flavor. When you put some butter in a pan and you swirl it, you want to kind of keep it moving in the pan sometimes to keep those milk solids that are in the butter from settling and burning on the bottom of the pan. But if you do that and let that butter get to a nice golden brown, it's beautiful because it tastes like nuts. It transforms the flavor of the butter. It's delicious.
Chef Irwin, let's direct our attention to the monitors once again and hear a word from our friends at Cisco Canada.
Check 1, 2, check.
So we all know, as chefs and running a kitchen, we all know the importance of Cisco in delivering quality goods to the restaurants in a timely fashion. A lot of restaurants get deliveries multiple times a week, so big shout out to Cisco and thank them for filling the pantries of kitchens right across the country. So we got the plating happening, and we're down to 2 minutes and 45 seconds for Chef Tia.
Yeah, she's building the plate.
Let's make some noise, folks. Let's hear it for Chef Tia. So we have 2 minutes left, so quickly we're going to check in with our major sponsor, and we're going to talk to Chef Chris from Garland, Canada, to talk about some of, as Chef Joe referred to, the Lamborghini of induction cooktops. So, Chef Chris, tell us about the products they're using.
Sure, Robin. Thanks for hosting. Yeah, if the induction burners were made in Switzerland, I don't know if they could be Lamborghinis. I know the Swiss make cars, but they're very, very fast. So, yeah, good point. Today, we want to be able to provide our chefs with really great commercial-grade equipment. And, we've supplied them with these induction burners, which magnetically conduct energy to these pots that are induction-ready pots and pans. The metaphor I like to use is it's like cooking with a Tesla. It's electric. It goes from 0 to 60 in like seconds. I can boil 2 liters of water in under a minute with these induction burners. The sensors are so powerful. If you are familiar with induction-ready cooktops, it has to make contact to the surface of the actual hob itself. Well, these sensors are so powerful, you can hang the 1 inch off of the actual surface and still conduct energy. Yeah, so if you want to get real chefy with it, you can now baste, your steak with brown butter. You can actually do what's called nappe, and certainly you can saute, which is jumping ingredients off the pan. Yeah, and so that's our Garland Ready Indux line. These guys get dropped into countertops. They're available right there on a countertop as well, and you can drop it right in. And then finally, we've got our combo therm ovens.
Thank you, Chef Chris. Didn't mean to cut you off, but we're down to under a minute now for Chef Tia. And one of the things I want to mention, if you're boiling a pot of water at home, do you think you could come and set your hand right beside the burner like this? Not a chance, right? It'd get burnt. But that's the technology, the powerful induction technology. It makes contact with the pads that are on the bottom of the pots, and that creates the heat transfer coming through. Okay, so 20... We're at 20 seconds right now. Oh, she's done. Wow.
Okay, hands up. Beauty.
Wow. It's a little melodramatic right now because she's finished. There's no scramble at the end. But let's count her out, folks, when she's done. Ooh. 4, 3, 2, 1. And she's done. Awesome job. So we're going to have some folks that are going to come move the plates for you, take them to the judges. Which plates, Tia, would you like to go to the judges, and which is your presentation plate? And if Kevin is the judge, Chef Kevin is the judge, how do you want the plate facing him? So if you just want to direct that so we can make sure the judges are getting the correct plates, and then your presentation plate, and then we'll take them over. That's your presentation. You said those three? Okay, so Chef Tia, we're going to get you to go over here. May I? All right. Chef Tia is coming over. This is awesome. And Chef, you can, Erwin, if you want to be with her, she's going to describe her dishes. Thank you, Chef.
Tia. How'd that feel? Good?
Good. I'm a little thirsty. My mouth's a little dry, but we're good.
So please explain to the judges in more detail what it is you prepared today.
So I gave you a shellfish and citrus risotto. So my story's gonna double back a couple times. So I steamed mussels just partially to release the liquid that's in the shell, and to as well make it easier for me to shuck them. So that liquor is the shellfish component in the risotto. It also has a citrus stalk, but those go hand in hand. The citrus complements the shellfish on the plate. I also steamed clams and used the liquor and the liquid from that, as well as the meat, in a clam tuile to add a bit of saltiness to the plate and a little bit of crunch for the texture. And then it's a mussel and lobster claw ceviche on top. So there's ginger, there's chives, dill, and orange segments, and dill to garnish. Oh yeah, the lobster tail on your left, just to, I don't know how to explain this. The tails are fully cooked, so they're fully poached all the way, and then the claws were partially poached, and then ceviche the rest.
Okay, thank you, Tia. Good luck, Tia.
So we have 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
So I want to to the audience as well. She used the word liquor a lot. She's not talking about white rum from the East Coast. She's talking about that beautiful juice that's inside the shellfish. So that juice that comes out of that oyster, that mussel, that quahog, we call that in the culinary word the liquor of the oyster. Or,
I have a totally different term for liquor.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify.
Make it at home with a lot of molasses and brown sugar. It's called moonshine. So we've got some stuff happening here with Chef Joe. He's under 2 minutes left. Chef Tia, again, so here's where we see the difference. Here's the importance of clock management. We got 1 minute.
1 minute.
And folks, if you see on the monitor, Stevie's right in there. He's garnishing his plate now.
Yeah, using either some fresh dill or fennel fronds, I'm not sure.
Chef Winnie is frantic, trying to wrap up at her station because she knows she's got 5 minutes left. We have Chef Brent, has potatoes that look like a scallop. Am I right there? Is that potato? Yeah, Pomme fondants. There. Sweet. Let's count them down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, Chef Joe, if you want to take front stage. Folks, I'm telling you, Joe recovered amazingly on those. His piping bag that he was using to pipe the cannolis, the bag itself exploded. So have you ever tried to pipe a cannoli with 2 holes in the bag? It's very difficult. All right, Joe, talk us through your plate.
Okay, Chef Joe, well done. On time, looks beautiful. Can you tell us a little more detail on what's on the plate there for the judges?
So the cannoli dough itself is black sesame, kind of savory situation, almost no sugar at all in there, just to kind of balance it out. A little bit of salt with that. The filling is whipped ricotta with the crab as well, a little bit of chive and a little bit of lemon zest. The sauce underneath is an aioli I made. I smoked the oysters right off the bat, then made a quick aioli with that. I wanted to try and make it kind of look like a lobster. So the cannoli is the body, the claws in the front. The fennel underneath is just tossed with a little bit of lemon juice, some salt. And then the back is a oyster and mushroom, kind of replicating the tail. And that was done with like a little bit of tomato paste, a little bit of soy sauce, and a touch of sesame oil. So we got kind of like the fennel situation going on through there, plus sesame kind of going through there as well. The oil around the outside is a tomato and paprika oil with a little bit of garlic.
Okay, thank you, Chef. Lots of flavor, lots of texture. Good luck. Thank you.
So we're under 3 minutes now, Chef Irwin, and Chef Winnie is getting her plates out and getting ready
she's
to
starting
assemble.
to organize her station here now and get her plates out to start the plating process with 3 minutes to go. Chef Brent is shucking some oyster. He's got some Yukon Gold potato discs here as well. He's reducing the lobster bisque that he had from earlier with the lemongrass and whatnot in it.
Fresh hollandaise sauce that's made
Chef
there.
Kim is somewhere else right now, but she had a pan here with some onion cakes, sort of like an onion bhaji, just fine onion mixed with a little bit of chickpea flour, I think, and fried an egg. I think that's probably the base for her eggs benny.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
And Chef Joseph, I had mentioned earlier about him making a lobster bisque. He was actually making a lobster oil, so he was infusing the flavor of lobster into oil to be used probably as a finishing touch on the plate.
So Chef Irwin, a lot of people at home when they're making eggs Benedict, they go to the store, they get one of those packets, they melt some butter or add water or milk or whatever it calls for. If you've had real hollandaise, you will find that stuff not very nice at all.
Oh no, if you can try to teach yourself at home how to make hollandaise, watch a YouTube video or whatever.
And it's so easy.
It's really not that difficult. Temperature is a big factor. It can split and not work so good, but you know, you can add as much lemon zest or citrus to it as you want. You want to spice it up with a little bit of cayenne or whatever, you can kind of play with it. But the silkiness of a real true hollandaise is second to none.
Absolutely. We're under 1 minute now for Chef Winnie. Under 1 minute. She's shucking some oysters, getting ready to put those on her plate. 40 seconds left. Folks, we're coming down to crunch time. 30 seconds. Come on, folks. Round of applause. Let's hear it for all the competitors. Let's cheer on Chef Winnie. And let's count her down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up. Okay, Chef. Oh, that's clock management right down to the wire. Oh. Okay, so let's present your plates to the judges. It's okay. It's okay. That's how fast it is. 45 minutes is so quick. Chef Kevin, you're going to take the plates to the judges. You can wipe those plates. Give them a wipe.
Yes, Rob. Time management is a very key factor in competition. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. You want to push yourself right to the max, but every minute, you know, you got to know what you're doing next, what you're doing next, what you're doing next, and sometimes the time runs out. That just happens. Chef Brent's got some butter poached lobster here. His bisque is reducing down. Chef Kim's got her hollandaise going. Looking good. And Chef Joseph right now, he's shucking some quahogs. That's all I can see at his station right now. He's boiling some, smells good. Chowder base, delicious. Okay, Chef Winnie, I have a mic for you here. Yeah, so I know that you don't have everything here that you'd like to have, but please explain to the judges what you're aiming for and what you've got.
Okay, so what you do have is a crab and lobster sumai mixed in with a bit of house-made oyster sauce. So that's what I did with half the oysters, and then the other half I shucked. And then with the bodies of the lobster, I made a cream reduction. It's kind of it was supposed to be a play on like lobster and cream sauce noodles, but my oil didn't heat, so my noodles didn't fry. And then the oyster with relish is meant to cut the richness of the sauce, and that's my dish. Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. Good luck.
Two minutes.
So we're down to our last 3 competitors. Chef Brent has 2 minutes. Under 2 minutes right now to pull his plate together. He's warming his plates up to kind of make sure that we get the optimal temperature of the food when it's going to the judges.
Hot food, hot plates.
So we see it's done. He's just getting ready now, gathering the components. And then we'll start plating.
Yeah, it looks like he's just putting the oysters in with the potato broth.
Just to give them a
just
quick
to kind of firm them up a little bit.
Yeah. It's everything in my power not to put my finger in this hollandaise sauce. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, laying out the plates.
And you folks think they have a difficult job?
1 minute.
How do you think it's like to be me back here and I can't taste one morsel of it? This is the epitome of torture. And there is the future of the next chef. Right there. Just busted to get up on stage. I love it. All right, we're under 1 minute.
All right.
30 seconds.
Go, chef.
Come on, folks, let's get loud up here. The louder you are, the faster they are. "20 seconds. Let's count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
Hands up.
Okay, so Chef Kevin, direct Chef Kevin as to which plates. So we've got just under 5 minutes now for Chef Kim. Okay, Chef Brent, if you want to present your plate and then talk with Chef Irwin.
Holy moly.
Okay, chef.
That last 2 minutes was wild.
All right. Explain to the audience and the judges what you have here for them.
All right, so we have a lemongrass butter poached lobster tail. Oysters poached in the pomme fondant liquid, pomme fondant seared in butter, finished with fish stock. Made a quick bisque, which almost made it to your plate. It's quick with that time. Lobster tail, there's ginger, lemongrass, coriander, and fennel seed in the broth, finished with butter and cognac. Yeah, hope you enjoy. And crab, use the crab. So tried to get everything on the plate there. Dungeness crab, sorry, I'm so used to saying BC crab. East Coast crab salad, a little fresh chive and lemon. Enjoy.
Okay, thank you, chef. Okay. So that's that crispy onion cake.
3
onion
minutes.
bhaji on the base of the plate for this eggs Benny.
So we got
Seafood.
just under 3 minutes. And again, how important it is for time management, right? To make sure that as you're coming down to the wire, you're able to get all the components on your plate.
Yeah, for sure. I know that the gang of chefs over here that are in the second heat, I hope they're absorbing all of this and understanding just how quickly that time goes, and that they, judge their time wisely and use it wisely.
All right, Erwin, we're down to the short strokes now. We are at
2 minutes for $10,000.
I'm thinking this is going to be like about a $65 eggs Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And folks, if you've never had butter poached lobster before, that will change your entire life. For sure. All right, so Kim's under 2 minutes now. She's just getting ready. Again, very systematic, very calculated in her approach. Now she's taking her
comes the
poached
poached
eggs. Make sure to get as much moisture off as she can as she plates. Folks, if you look at the monitor, that's
killer.
One minute. 1 minute.
all right. All right. We're under a minute. Let's get the sauce on. Folks, let's get ready to count her down. We're going to start it at 10. When she's done, that's it. No more components on the plate. You could see that some were done early Some didn't quite finish. "20 seconds. All right, let's get ready to count her down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay, so we're under 5 minutes now for Chef Joseph, and Chef Kim is going to go up.
Okay, Chef, well done. Looks delicious. I'd like to be digging in myself, let me tell you. Can you take a moment now and explain to the audience and the judges what you've got?
Hi guys, I made a lobster eggs benny. Obviously I didn't have enough time to make bread, so I did a play on an onion fritter. In the fritter, I incorporated the mussels and the clams into that, as well as the liquid that I cooked the mussels and the clams in. That became the liquid to bind the fritter together, along with the flour. And then on top you have some butter poached lobster, your poached egg, and then some lobster hollandaise that I mixed with all the shells from all the seafood.
Excellent. Thank you. Good luck, Chef. Okay, we're down to the last one now. The chowder is being plated.
So Chef Joseph is plating his chowder. All right, folks, let's get loud. These chefs are absolutely amazing. Let's get some energy in there. Three minutes. So now that you've seen the first competition, whether you're new to this or not, and a lot of you were new to this, how do you enjoy it so far? How talented are these chefs that are performing for you? Absolutely incredible. So it's funny how the pressure goes. When you're the first chef going, all the attention is on you. These ones in the middle kind of get left alone a little bit more. And now look at the crowd around him. It's like the paparazzi whenever I'm leaving my house daily, pretty much. No, it's nothing like that. When I leave my house, usually my wife throwing something at me. Chef Joseph Mangello is putting the finishing touches on his plate. And we are at 2 minutes. Make it very nice. And again, how we said, Instagram eats first, you eat with your eyes. And now we got a little, looks like chili oil?
Lobster oil.
Lobster oil going on there.
There could be some chilies in it, I'm not sure, but it's that's what he was doing. The lobster shell was infusing in oil.
You know, 20 years old, the composure of this young man is absolutely incredible. And folks, when you're watching, you see a little bit of the shakes. These folks are used to cooking in a kitchen in a closed environment. That's their safe space. They are putting their everything is on the line here. It's such a vulnerable position where they're pushing the boundaries of their box and their own talents. I mean, he's standing there. There's 6 people over his shoulder, people sniffing his dishes, television cameras in his face. Like, it's pretty intimidating. It's not just for Joseph, it's all the way down along. I mean, they got somebody barking in their ear the whole time, talking absolute nonsense. They don't really hear that in a kitchen environment. So it just shows you how difficult this is. We have some microgreens. 25 seconds. 25 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the first heat of the Garland Canada International Chef Challenge. So we're going to hear Chef Joseph explain his dish, and Chef Irwin's going to finish it off, and I'm going to head to the front of the stage and put some musical entertainment on as soon as these folks are done. My name's Rob Barry. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you back here in just a little bit for round 2 of the Garland Canada International Chef Challenge.
Okay, Chef Joseph, pardon me. Please come up a little closer here. Let the judges and the audience know what it was that you made.
So today I made a clam and lobster chowder with a fried oyster, a celery and fennel salad with a lobster butter and a green oil.
Beautiful. No, it's a beautiful presentation. Good luck to you today. Thank you for that. So, okay, thank you everybody for coming by. So the second heat is scheduled for 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's when the next 6 competitors do the same thing as these first ones. Good luck to all of them. We have some music up front coming on in a few minutes from the Irish Scots, and we hope to see you back here this afternoon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
In a land where the earth yields its treasures with pride, where the bounty of the sea is as endless as the horizon itself, where every meal is a celebration of purity and flavor. Come, taste the magic of Prince Edward Island, Canada's food island. Your food story starts here.
Start right into it, Normie.
Until 11 tomorrow, and then noon till 5 on Sunday. It's an action-packed weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the energy going. Let's show some maritime hospitality. Let's put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a great big warm welcome for the Irish Scots.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great to see such a great crowd this afternoon. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah.
We are happy to be back for the second year in a row.
Are we ever? Let's party.
Oh, welcome to our island. Linger long or stay short. Eat potatoes from our red fields. Enjoy lobsters from every port. We're known for our music, we're known for our fun. From one tip to another, early morn to setting sun. There's a ceilidh on each corner almost every day that welcomes all the locals and our friends from far away. And depending on how far you've come, you might hear your name. Winner of the 50-50 for your 5 seconds of fame. Help us out. Oh, welcome to our island. Linger long or stay short. Eat potatoes from our red fields. Enjoy lobsters from every port. There's things about our island we want you all to know. You visit in the summer when we're not neck deep in snow. There's rinks in every backyard and hockey is our game. The weather that we travel in, well, we think we're all insane. It doesn't matter where you're from around this great big world. We will tell you that we're really proud to all the islanders. Oh, welcome to our island. Linger long or stay short. Eat potatoes from our red fields. Enjoy lobsters from every port. Courtney and Molly and Janelle. There's something about our island goes deep into your heart. The people and our way of life is what sets us all apart. We've got Montague, the beautiful, and Surrey by the sea. Tignish, Charlottetown, and Summerside, all around and in between. It don't matter where you travel from around this great big world. We will tell you that we're really proud to all the islanders. Oh, welcome to our island. Linger long or stay short. Eat potatoes from our red fields. Enjoy lobsters from every port. Miles and miles of beaches, even singing sands. And we have that little red-haired girl you all know as Anne or Court. Oh, we've loads of farmers markets that you can pick and choose. Then take the bridge from the mainland or the ferry for a cruise. Oh, welcome to Prince Edward Island. Woo! Linger long or stay short. Eat potatoes from our red fields. Enjoy lobsters from every port. Enjoy lobsters from every port.
Janelle Banks from Havenwood Studios.
How are we going to follow that up? Well, maybe a Stompin' Tom song. He wrote this for his stepmom after one of his sojourns touring whatever part of the Canadian landscape he was at. And he wrote this for his stepmom from Skinner's Pond. It's called Home in the Island. Just arriving home on the island, the people on the ferry are smiling. Dad's on the telephone dialing, telling everybody I'm home. The old folks gather in the parlor to tell us what they're doing at the harbor. How many fishing boats are there? Gee, Mom, it's good to be home again. Gee, Mom, it's good to be home. I miss all your cooking and your pancakes. Don't go fussing now for land's sakes. Tell us what they're doing up at Frank's place. And how's old Josie Jerome? See, Dad's been working in the back of land. The cream truck's dropping off the milk can. And here comes Alfie, the mailman. Gee, Mom, it's good to be home again. Gee, Mom, it's good to be home. I see the price of taters in the paper. Just don't pay to grow an acre. Oh, the dog's out barking at the grader, and the hay smells great when it's mown. All get a holiday together. Someday it's going to be forever. You can't beat the island though for weather. Gee, Mom, it's good to be home again. Gee, Mom, it's good to be home. Oh, the wind died down and the moss came. Joe's old truck came out the Knoxville lane. Here comes Roy, we'll have a card game. And maybe Aunt Maggie will phone. Oh, we all get to talking about the old days. I guess I'll remember them always. My heart must be made out of red clay. Gee, Mom, it's good to be home again. Gee, Mom, it's good to be home. Gee, Mom, it's good to be home again. Gee, Mom, it's good to be home. Woo. Tom Connors. You're okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much. A couple of shows. Can we announce a couple of our own shows? This coming Monday at the Florence Simmons Performance Hall, we'll be there with the two tellers, Alan Buchanan and, oh my God, I can never... Gary Evans, thank you. And it promises, it's a fun night of stories and laughter and music and nice seats and air conditioning if it's warm, and there's a bar there too. So come on out, get your tickets. It's always a fun time. So we're gonna move over here now to do a little bit of country and a little bit of a medley for you. If you feel like dancing, go ahead. Well, they're gonna put me in a movie. They're gonna make a big star out of me. They're gonna make it about a man who's sad and lonely. And all I gotta do is Thanks so much. You guys are a fun group.
Dancers and what?
All right, we're going to get the girls, Janelle and Molly, back on stage, and they're going to do another dance for you. This is going to be a little medley of a jig, strass, bay, reel.
Stream? We have to follow them up again. Again. Okay. How come it's always me? Just the luck of the draw?
Luck of the draw.
Okay, let's do a classic by our gentleman from North Rustico.
Our PEI ambassador, really.
I still get up before the day breaks, and I still walk down to the shore. I watch the sunrise from the eastern ocean, but I don't sail to meet it anymore. How could they have let this happen? We saw it coming years ago. Ships kept getting bigger and bigger, and the sonar told them where to go. Help us. Last night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We cast our nets upon the water, and Jesus pulled them in with me. going to go now? What about this boat I own? What about this old piano? What about my father's bone? Last night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We cast our nets upon the water, and Jesus pulled them in with me. Someone sang an old sea shanty. Winnie, Boone, and Joe. And Kelly Curson swore until his voice gave out. And then he asked me for a smoke. And then he took his father's shotgun, walked to the harbor through the town. Fired 14 times, woke everyone up, and we all watched that boat go down, 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 down. Last night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We cast our nets upon the water, and Jesus pulled them in with me. Here we go now. Last night I dreamed that I was sailing out on the Sea of Galilee. We cast our nets upon the water. Jesus pulled them in with me. Oh, yes, he pulled them in with me. I still get up before the day breaks, and I still walk down to the shore. I watch the sunrise from the eastern ocean, but I don't sail to meet it anymore.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lenny Glant.
So we'll keep in PEI tradition, and it's a sing-along song. You guys will know all the words to this. You can drown us out if you like. We love it.
Here we go.